What's up, everybody? Trayvon here with Scent Talk TV, and today I will be doing a first impression on 3 fragrances that I got from my local Marshalls in Burlington. These 3 fragrances are spanking brand new. Haven't seen them before, haven't heard of them from anybody, no reviews or first impressions on them at all. So, I'm talking too much. Without further ado, let's just jump into it. Okay, we're gonna start off with this one. This one from the house of Guess. This is Guess Seductive Homme Desire. There you go. Haven't seen this fragrance at all, so I'm assuming this is spanking brand new. A new release from this particular house. So let's dive into it. I'm so excited. This one ran me $17 and some change from Marshalls. Oh yes, I've never seen this before. I thought I was tripping because I'm like, man, I know I haven't seen this before, nor heard of it before. But yeah, judging by the bottle, haven't seen this before. Yeah, it's the same typical styles, Guess Seductive Homme bottle, if you're familiar with it. But I do like this versus the other flankers in terms of the coloration of the bottle. Let me let it dry for a little bit longer. Because it's starting to be, first off, it's very familiar, but let me get it to dry down a little bit. Ooh, this smells like a sweetheart. Kind of familiar, but still a sweetheart. That familiarity I'm not sure of in terms of the, what I got in my collection already. I'm not sure, but it's definitely, at least right up top, familiar. Comes off very bold and citrusy. Dark and citrusy, has like a fruity, typical crowd pleasing sweetness and fruitiness to this fragrance. And the top is lovely, very, very lovely. This is a very playful scent. Up top, sweet, is fruity, and is sensual and kind of immature, for the youthful guys to appreciate. But like I always say, if you're an older gentleman, if you like scents like this, rock it, doesn't matter. But anyway, I digress. This one comes off a little bit more dry and a little bit aromatic when it dries down a little bit more on your skin. And man, this is nice. This is a nice release from the house of Guess. Yeah, this is a banger. As it dries down even more, it comes off a little bit more balsamic, a little bit of a gourmand type of a touch to it on top of that, underneath, that citrusy type of a fruitiness that it gave off in the top. It's starting to get a little bit more warmer and a little bit more, balsamic, a little bit of a gourmand touch underneath that citrus that I got in the top. I thought I was gonna hate this, but I love this. For $17 and some change, you won't be wasting your money at all. If you are a fan of that sweet, playful, sensual, appealing type of a fragrance that, that's gonna garner you compliments, this will be the one for you. But is it something unique? Is it something like completely out of left field in a good way? No, it isn't. It really isn't. No uniqueness within here whatsoever, but it gets the job done. It really does. So far, at least. The performance is unknown, obviously. But yeah, so far, this is pretty nice. Okay, next we have from the house of Banana Republic. This is Marshmallow and Lavender. Now, I was kind of skeptical. On the Marshmallow and Lavender. That kind of threw me off. Thinking, I was like, man, this is probably gonna be like overly sweet and nauseating, but let's give it a shot. It's spanking brand new, so let's give it a shot. This one right here ran me $25 and some change at Burlington. And here you go, wonderful people. Here is the bottle. If you're not hip to the other flankers of this line in terms of the bottles, it's nothing different, just a solid yellow and a nice little gold cap. But anyway, let's go. Enough talk. Man, as I predicted, in terms of the name of this fragrance, it is sweet, very sweet and airy, kind of like a aromatic type of a sweetness. The lavender, that powdery floral with a little bit of a sensual spice, a herbaceous kind of culinary oriented type of a spice. Very so subtle, coming from that lavender, spicy floral from the lavender. And that's really all that I get, you know what I'm saying? The marshmallow, you know, is sweet, kind of aromatic, you know, dense a little bit. You know, it's at least when it, at first initial spray, kind of threw me off a little bit. But let me let it do its thing and dry down and see if the magic will happen after it dries. So give me 1 second. Now, the marshmallow that's inside of this fragrance is dominant. It's like clear cut, without the shadow of a doubt, you know, all in your face, all up down your nostrils, aggressive, and all the way dominant. You don't really get that lavender too much. It is there, but you know, it's subtle. You got to really dig your nose into it to try to pick up that lavender. But yeah, this is a dominant marshmallow oriented type of a scent. Sweet, kind of aromatic, and that's pretty much it. That's all that I get. Don't know the other notes, if there is any other notes in this fragrance, but for what the title says, that's all that I get from here. Do I like it? I do, but I kind of don't. Because it's just that I got better options when it comes to like sweet fragrances that's, you know, that runs in a profile like this. You know, it's not bad, you know, it's not bad. It's just, I got a little mixed feelings about this one. Maybe if I give it enough wearing, you know, kind of like play around with it a little bit and get other people's opinions and see how they like it. But ultimately how I like it, I'm gonna give it some time. At the end of the video, I'm gonna sniff it again and see if it transforms to something a little bit more special. But yeah, mixed feelings on this one. Next. Okay, last but not least, from the House of Banana Republic. This is from the same particular line, fresh pear and coconut. There you go. Here is the bottle. Well, not the bottle, the box. Here is the box. Let's see if this is a little bit better. You know, I'm a fan of pear, so let's see if the pear is jumping in this one. This fragrance ran me $15 and some change at Burlington. I don't really buy 1 ounce bottles. That's all that Burlington had. I was hoping it was a 3.4, but I was excited to see that Banana Republic released some new fragrances within this line, so I just went ahead and grabbed it. But here you go. Here is the tiny bottle of this particular fragrance. Woo! 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 That was so refreshing to smell. That pear, which I do say so myself, pear never failed me in any fragrance that I've smelled. Wow. The pear is just so juicy, so fresh, so bold. It's doing this thing really nicely within this fragrance. The coconut, creamy oriented type of a fresh coconut. And they mix very, very well with each other at the same time. But the bad news is the coconut is drowning the pear that's inside of here. It's kind of a dominating note, that coconut is. The pear is there, but I wish the pear was a little bit more of a bolder push over that coconut, which is a bummer. However, I still dig this over the marshmallow and lavender. Let me get another smell of that fragrance, another sniff of that fragrance. Okay, this gotten a lot better as it dried down on my skin completely. You know, the marshmallow is tamed down a lot. It's like it mellowed itself out a lot. You know, it's a little bit more smoother. And the opening was kind of nauseating and aggressive and too, you know, invasive, you know, to my nose. You know, it was just doing too much, you know what I'm saying? But as it dried down completely, it took a seat. Still doing its thing though. And this is good too. As it dried down, this is pretty good. It kind of came off a little bit feminine too as it dried down completely. But it's kind of unisex, you know, but it's more so feminine. But I still like it. I'll still wear it for myself. But this one, as it completely dried on my skin, it transformed and transitioned to something even better. I'm getting like a dry, dusty, like white floral touch to it. That's masculine and also feminine at the same time. You know, the coconut that I wish that would tame down and like take a backseat, I actually did take a backseat a little bit, you know, into the forefront is a bunch of unfamiliar notes. And I just don't smell just pear and coconut anymore. There's other notes that's inside of here that I'm smelling. You know, kind of dusty, masculine, and floral at the same time. Could be musk in here. Could be. Okay, back to this one. This one, as it dries down, you know, it smells nice. You know, it didn't mesh into something disgusting, you know. It didn't transform and change into something nasty. You know, the same profile that I got in first impression of this, you know, it still maintained that same composure of those notes or those accords that I mentioned. You know, is it anything different? No, it isn't. Unique? No, it isn't. Is it a game changer? No, it isn't. But if you were to have this in your collection, you can find some use out of it. I do like the way that it smells, but it's just something that, you know, I have like better options. Just better options with this one. So that's all that I have for Scent Talk TV, ladies and gentlemen. And as always, you know what to do. You gotta like, comment, share, and subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything. And I will see you guys in the next video. Be safe out there and be blessed and have a good one. I'm out of here. Peace.